Welcome back to What's on Yours, a weekly chat about books and movies. I'm Michael Hennessy.
And I'm Cindy Smith.
So, Cindy, how was your long weekend?
It was a long weekend.
Yeah.
It was jam-packed from Friday to yesterday.
You got BEA coming up. What's going on? Were you getting everything ready for BEA or?
1 week till BEA. This time, next Tuesday, I will be at the train station.
Right, okay.
Getting ready to board my train to New York.
Nice.
So now this week is the planning, the books, where I want to go, who I want to see.
So you have a dining table full of printouts of schedules or what?
I don't have a printer.
Oh, right.
So we have to get a printer, preferably tonight or tomorrow.
Ah, yes.
Yeah.
Gave up the ghost, huh?
That's it. The black, for some reason, it's not printing, so
There's always a sale on printers somewhere.
that's it. And I think this one was, less than $50. So, I mean, it's paid for its weight. So now we have to go buy a new one.
All-in-one scanner and everything, right?
Of course.
Okay.
Fax machine, scanner, you've got it. We need it.
So VEA, you got figuring out the authors and the books that you really want to focus on. What have you had this past weekend? What did you read?
I finished up, actually, a book, and then I started a new one. The one I finished up was Work in Progress by Connor.
Okay.
I don't want to say his last name because I'm going to butcher it. He's a YouTuber. And then I started In Real Life, My Journey to a Pixelated World by Joey, another YouTuber. I'm not going to say his last name because I'm going to butcher them.
We'll have these names on the description of the video
That's
anyway,
it.
right? Okay.
Those are my two. And I'm reading memoirs. I never read
You're expanding your
memoirs.
horizons every week.
I don't know.
So how was Connor's book?
Connor's was really good. I've watched him, but it was finding out a little more about him, which was nice. Because you don't get to know the whole complete story by watching little clips of his videos. So
Mm-hmm. So what's the gist of his story, of his life?
it seems to be all the same. These kids are kind of like the loners of the school. They're different, trying to fit in, getting picked on.
So was this a biography or was this was a YA novel?
No, it's a memoir.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So.
I see.
Yeah.
And Joey's is a memoir as well, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
How old is Connor and Joey?
They're in their mid-20s.
It's almost like they haven't lived enough to have a memoir.
Yeah. I know. What can you say?
Well, I guess
We have to start working on ours.
Cash it in on the 15 minutes of fame, get the book out there.
Because we're double their age. I mean, come on. We have more life experience between the both of us than they do together.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's what we'll do then.
That's it.
That's well, following up on last week, I finished up Mr. Mercedes by Stephen King. Great. If you like mystery novels, that's a good one. It's kind of weird saying mystery when it's a Stephen King novel, but it's much less of a horror movie than a mystery, and it was very very well written. And if you read enough Stephen King, you see the structure of how he piques your interest at certain points by dropping a line that's going to come in later on. And he did it again, and it worked. It doesn't take away from the effectiveness. It works just as well as it always does.
Perfect.
So yeah. So if you're like, oh, I don't like horror, I'm not going to read Stephen King. This is a good one to read. There's some parts in it that's horrible, but it's not horror.
Okay.
Right? I'd recommend it.
Okay.
Absolutely. And I read a screenplay as well. Was it The Grudge? No, it was The Ring. The Ring. That's what it was. I reread that one because I'm working on that horror screenplay right now. I'm about just over past a third of the way through the draft. So I should have the full draft of it done in another 13 days. Yeah. By the end of May. 12 days. End of May. So that's it with that. Now, what about movies? Did you get to watch anything on that PVR or the theater or the Blu-ray?
Didn't do the theater. Um, Watched a few episodes on the PVR, but we watched Planes.
Planes. Okay.
We watched it, yeah.
That's the family of Pixar. Cars, planes.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was nice to watch it again.
Wonder if they got a boats one coming up.
That would be interesting. Trains?
Trains, you kind of limited, I suppose. But not unless you're, if you're Subway in the city, there's lots of things to do. But boats would be kind of neat because you got submarines and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even still, trains could work with, subway cars.
Yeah, that's right. So how was Planes? Did you enjoy it? Was it a...
We saw it on the big screen, like
Mhm.
when it came out. So it was nice to watch something, that was kind of mindless, just fun entertainment.
Okay.
That you didn't really have to follow like a storyline. That you just,
Their gags were all the way through it.
it was cute. It was
Yeah.
a cute kids movie.
Good.
Cute.
Oh, I saw a couple movies on Netflix, but the biggest thing for me this week was getting out of the house to the movie theater to see Mad Max Fury Road. And
You braved to Pollen to go to a movie.
well, we got there 20 minutes before the show. We were the only ones in the theater at 20 minutes. But then if a couple more people came in, but it was still not packed on the opening weekend. But it was fantastic. It was an excellent movie. Is the best action movie I have seen at the theater
In
for a
forever.
decade. I mean, it's seriously. I'm trying to think of another one where it was just like I was just like, wow, wow. I was like, some movies you can watch at home and okay, that's good. Like usually dramas, sometimes comedies. You don't need the big screen.
There's just some movies where you have to see it
Yeah.
in the big screen.
Like Gravity. Gravity, I'm so glad I saw that in the theater, right? This Mad Max Fury Road, oh my god. It deserves to be seen on a huge screen and super loud. It is... So much about it is fantastic. The soundtrack by Junkie XL is just so perfect for the movie. The stunts, I've not seen stunts like that. It is insane. The characters, fantastic. Not a whole lot of exposition, not a whole lot of dialogue, but you completely follow the arc, and you could completely follow the stakes. It's fantastic. Charlize Theron, excellent as Furioso. I mean, the character names are just fantastic.
Okay.
You got Mad Max, Imperator, Furioso, Immortan Joe. There's just so many great ones. And it turns everything about an action movie on its head in terms of what women do. It's not Mad Max's movie. It's Furioso's movie. Charlize Theron, she drives the whole movie. And, yeah. These are not damsels in need of rescue, not whatsoever.
That's nice. It's nice to see something like that for a change.
It is so fantastic. It is, and it wasn't like it wasn't a novelty. It was just inherent in the characters. It just came through so well, And there's so many times where if it was an ordinary action movie, you'd expect it to go one way, and it just goes the exact opposite way. And it's not like It's not because if they would have went this way, we're doing this way to be different. It's opposite because it's paying attention to the characters.
Yeah.
And the editing is amazing. There's an interesting story. George Miller is the director. He's the originator of Mad Max and The Road Warrior. And he's a doctor from Australia, medical doctor, and he's done these movies. And he's also written screenplays. He's done Mad Max, Road Warrior, Happy Feet 2, that's him.
For Happy Feet.
Babe, he wrote the screenplay for Babe, and then he wrote and directed the movie Babe 2, Pig in the City. I mean, the shift between Mad Max and Babe, it's so completely creative. They're completely different movies, but they're just so incredibly creative. But I mean, George Miller is just a fantastic example of just having a creative vision and going for it. It took him 15 years to get this movie out on the screen. 15 years. But the thing is, what I was originally going to say was, he actually had his wife, who's a film editor, to edit this movie, and she's like, I don't edit action movies. Why are you getting me to edit this action movie? And he's like, if I take this movie, if I get somebody else who edits action movies, it's going to look like every other action movie. She edited it. Holy crap!
Wow.
Because the biggest thing about it is you keep the wide view of what's going on, because this is not a whole lot of green screen in here. There's not a lot of computer graphics. So you get like wide screen of the truck followed by like 50 different trucks. It's just the wide views of it.
Nice.
And it's just like, it's so impressive. You wouldn't get that in other movies because they'd be close in, because it'd be green screen. Not this.
Yeah.
It's just, anyway, I'm gushing about it, but I absolutely, you can tell what my weekly recommendation will be.
You can tell. I haven't seen you this excited in a long time.
It is a phenomenal, everything about it, the cinematography, the stunts, the score, the directing, I mean, the acting, top notch. It's a super movie and deserves to be seen in the movie. And I really hope word of mouth keeps this going.
I'm sure it will.
How
How did you do in the box office?
It came in second place. Pitch Perfect 2 came in first with around 70 million or so, and Mad Max, I think, came between 40, 44, and people are like, oh no, it costs so much more. And word of mouth is going to keep this going strong. When this comes out on Blu-ray around September, I'm going to get whatever package has the most extras on it, because I want to hear everything about it. I want to hear the director commentary, the composer commentary. I want to hear everything. I want to see all the behind-the-scenes thing, because it's fantastic.
So.
Because they are gonna clean up on the Blu-ray and the digital downloads. Absolutely, everyone's gonna want a copy of that. Everyone who saw the movie in the theater is gonna get a copy of it. Top notch.
Excellent.
I'm just so enthusiastic about this movie.
You are. It's been a while since you've been this excited.
You know what? It's like I feel like I've had the Nabob coffee today. You know?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's good though.
It is, you know. Like I'm probably as excited as you are going to be walking the streets of New York in like a couple weeks, right?
Next week.
Oh my God! It seems
next week.
We've been talking about it for so long. It seems like it's still so far away, but next week, wow.
Next week, I'm at the train station getting ready to board.
Mm-hmm. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And you've already lined up bloggers that you're going to meet up with?
A few.
Yeah.
Few.
Nice. And you've got the event. Was it HarperCollins event?
The HarperCollins event.
Okay.
Wednesday nights.
Excellent. And you have the fellow bloggers you're going to meet, and you're going through the authors and the book events as well.
Yep.
What about outside of the BEA itself?
I know I have nothing Thursday night. I have nothing Friday. Well, Friday night I'm going to be meeting up with Kate, who's a fellow blogger, because she's spending the night in the city.
Okay.
And
which blog does she do?
Midnight Girl.
Okay.
I think.
Okay.
And we're gonna hang out. We're gonna go for supper. We're gonna do some shopping at the bookstores.
What's the bookstore you're gonna hit?
Hitting the Strand.
Okay.
Strand.
So is that a relatively close one to where you're staying in New York?
It's about like a half-hour walk.
Okay.
It's like in, I guess, the lower part.
And why did you pick this one?
It's a Strand.
Okay.
It's classic
sorry.
New York
sorry.
bookstore.
It's like, you idiot. Of course we're going there.
Come on, really? Ask me what other bookstores there are in New York, apart from Barnes & Nobles. It's the Strand.
Okay. Nice. So, and is there any event going on there in relation to BEA, like a signing or authors, or who knows? You might run into someone there from the BEA.
That's it. I know Tuesday night. Yes, Tuesday there's a teen author carnival at Jefferson Public Library, but I won't be going because by the time I get into New York, it's finished. But on Saturday, they're having a middle grade author carnival.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to attempt to go to that one.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Going back to your roots with YA, huh?
Going to my roots with YA/middle grade and
Okay. Neat.
do some sightseeing and some shopping, hopefully.
Excellent. This is really good to know.
Yep.
It sounds like you've got a lot on your plate for New York. This is good.
I do. Well, I don't, as much as I say I want to plan for BEA,
Mm-hmm.
I kind of just, I have my list of like the top books I really, really, really want to get,
Right.
and that I might have to hurt somebody to get. But I mean, like, I can't go in with like a planning because it's such a huge convention center, and not all the publishers are together, so they're spread out.
Okay.
So you could have Random House like here, HarperCollins here, Scholastic in the middle. So you're running.
I see.
So it's easier for me if I just go in. Okay, these are the books I really want.
Do you have a
And
couple in mind
everything
already?
else
Have you listed
is-
them already? Are you willing to share which ones you really, really look forward to?
Catherine McKenzie,
Mm-hmm.
her new book is coming out. Kelly Armstrong, her new book is coming out. Sherry and Tyler, who I met in 2013,
Okay.
have some new books coming out that they're going to be at BA, so I'm excited to see them and perhaps hang out.
Okay.
And there's like the ever popular YA books that every other book blogger is going to try to get. So
Right. Okay. So if you
Yeah.
luck out with those ones, that's fine. But those three ones are the ones you want to really.
I have a couple. I think I have like a top 10 list
Oh, okay.
that
Yeah.
I really want to get, and
Okay.
everything else is kind of like a bonus after.
Oh, right. Well, that's a good way to do it.
Yeah, because I remember the first year we went in 2010, like the Montreal group. Like we planned from like January all the way to the end. Like by the time we went to New York, and as soon as we walked in, we were like, "No, this is not going to happen."
Okay.
So I ditched my plans because it's too impossible because nothing is together. Everything is spread out, so you're literally, you could be here with Random House, and then you have to be at HarperCollins, which could be over here, and trying to, work around people because it's packed.
Okay.
Yeah, especially the first day. The first day, it's trying to find out where everything is, and then by the second day, like the layout of the floor.
You're an old hand at it, and you're able to
Yeah.
just
Number
go through there
4.
like a shark.
Yeah,
That's what
number
you
4.
want.
Number 4 this year.
Okay. So you're an old hand at this. You're a veteran.
I would think so.
Yeah.
No,
You'll
I
be able
know
to spot the
some tips and
newbies
tricks.
from a mile away, I bet.
Pardon me?
You'll spot the newbies a mile away.
Oh, the newbies are so easy to see. They have like their papers and they're,
Mhm.
they're looking and they're like looking around trying to figure out where they are, and it's just
What would be a top tip for you to give to somebody who's going to BEA for the first time? What would be your number one tip?
don't go in with a plan.
Don't go
You can schedule things, but if you've got an author who's signing like at 1:00
Mhm.
and then you've got a book drop in 30 minutes, it's not going to happen.
Okay, so you got to be flexible then, huh?
You have to be. You've got to be realistic about what you really want
Mhm.
because it's not going to happen.
Okay.
I mean, there's thousands of people. Well, okay, a couple hundred are in line for one author, and it's not going to happen.
No.
There's a limited number of books, period, when they're doing signings. So you really be realistic, and I think you have to, like I said, go in with these are the top 10 books or top 15 whatever that I really want to get, and I think work on those.
And if there's one thing you advise someone who's going to their first BEA not to do, what would you say? What would be the behavior you would say? Don't do this when you go to the BEA.
This is probably going to get me in so much trouble, but if you're going as a group, don't have one person standing in line and then texting, okay, the line's moving, come now, because the next thing you have like 10, 15 people coming.
Oh, to go into where we were here earlier kind of thing?
Yeah, so one will say,
Oh.
okay, well, this is book, and I'll text you. And they will literally text, and the next thing you know, you have 10, 15 people and you're standing there, and it's like, whoa, no, this is not cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been standing here my whatever half hour, 45 minutes, and now because 10 people have just got in line in front of me, that's less of a chance for me to get the book now.
Right. I mean, that's just rude.
That's it. And really, I mean, if you're a group of friends going that live in the same area, you all need to have 10 copies of this book. You know?
That's just bad. That's just impolite, rude, and they deserve to be taken out in the middle of the floor and flogged as an example to everybody else.
Yeah. That personally, it bothers me. Like, I don't mind one or two. I really don't. But when it's like a group that are coming, like, you know, stop to think about everybody who literally was standing in this line waiting for that book.
Right. I mean, it's one thing if somebody had to go to the washroom or something like that.
And like I said, I'm cool. One or two people, that's fine. But, you know, it's not fair to the people who've been standing in line to have you come in and not get a book because they've come in.
Well, I hope you don't experience that at the next BEA. If you do, get your taser or your mace and give them a good lesson.
What's it? Well, it's just, you know, you can kind of tell who the newbies are.
Yeah.
And
if
I'm
they
sorry.
do that, yes.
And if you're somebody who's been going, you know the rules. And I put this in my BEA tips. Every single BEA, you know, be respectful.
That's, you know what? That tip can go to everything in life.
That's it. And they have to remember that we're going as bloggers to a professional event.
Mm-hmm.
Your actions represent the entire blogging community. You know, and I think that's why the rules have gotten a lot more strict over the years.
Yeah.
Because a few bad people are ruining it for the honest bloggers.
Well, you're going to keep it on the straight and narrow, so that's good.
Keep it on the straight and narrow.
Well,
I should be on a panel. I
you
really should.
Get on it. We'll work on that for next year.
Yeah.
Video blogging.
My tips. It's common courtesy, you know. It's just, you know, I don't ask anybody, oh, can I have a second copy of that book because I want to do a giveaway, or my friend back home would like it.
Right. No.
I want the one book, you know, and I'm always respectful when I go to the booth, you know, talking to the reps. You know, I'm not demanding, you know. There's some that'll say, were you looking for something particular? And then I'm like, oh, I'm looking for XYZ.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, she's taking my bag and she's filling me up with books. It's like...
That's nice.
But that, she knows that I appreciate it.
Right. And, you know, you don't go there, oh, what do you have? You know, you have something specific and you're on top of your game.
That's it. And I'm not saying what publisher does that because I ain't jinxing it for me this year. But no, that's exactly what. She saw me. She recognized me. And because she knows I'm from Canada, and she was like, oh, are you looking for something particular? And I said, oh, I'm looking for this book. And she's like, I think I have it. And then she went back. She goes, I do. Is there anything else? I'm like, you know, well, anything kind of, you know, middle grade for my son. And she goes, give me your bag.
Nice.
I gave her my tote bag. She came in and she gave me every single one of the books they were giving away that weekend.
And those reviews wound up on your website?
They did.
Well,
but the sad part was I couldn't link back to her because she didn't have any cards, and because it was two, even though they're the same company here in Canada and the US,
right, it's
two different divisions, so.
Okay. Well, you did appreciate it, though, that's for sure.
I did. Like I said, I only wanted that 1-2 book, and the next thing I have a tote bag full of books, so.
Excellent. Well, that's a good story leading into next week's BEA. So, I mean, that wraps it up. Are we going to do another one next Monday before you head off?
Monday before I leave.
The excitement will be palpable.
And the following week will be the best one.
You'll barely be able to see you next to your stacks of books.
Shh.
Well, that wraps it up for me. That covers what I'm going to say.
That's it. I think 2 weeks it'll be all about the books.
Oh, fantastic. All right, well, I hope you have a good week. I hope your planning goes really well. And we'll talk to you on next Monday.
All righty. Have a good weekend.
You too.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Bye.